Hey there, let's try some semi-realistic Pokemon fan art. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps a lot. Today, we're using some colored pencils. The materials I'm using are these Faber-Castell oil-based color pencils, the red box. It's a 60 set color box. It comes with a good variety of colors, and is very cheap. The paper I'm using is the Strathome bristle paper. It came very highly recommended, so we'll see how it goes. The recording is going to start a few minutes into the drawing, because it was recording in the wrong orientation. Doing Cubone in a slightly realistic style. So, we've done a little work on the skull already. But basically, the process is doing very light layers, slowly building it up. I'm holding the pencil a little bit back, which stops me from pushing down too hard. Using light grays for the lower layers on the skull, and then some yellowish browns, and browns on top of that to give it a bit more natural color. Off screen here, I have reference images of animal skulls. I'm going for a more natural look, rather than the bleached bones look you see a lot. Which means, some yellowish dark marks all over the skull, where crevices would be forming. I'm super new to colored pencils, this is my third try ever, so I'm sure I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. But, from what I've seen, basically you want to continue doing light layers, slowly building up the color. Always keep in mind your light sources, and which direction it's coming from. It's pretty important for contouring the shapes using shadows. This is obviously not a real skull, it's a fake animal, so I'm sort of making up the shape as we go. Based on a couple of different animal skull references, adding small details here and there, using light browns and yellowish browns. With the skull basically done, we'll move on to the body. Starting with the lightest color, we'll hold the pencil near the back, doing light circular motions to build up layers. His skin is also not real, so we're sort of making it up as we go. Somewhere between dinosaur skin and reptile skin. Always keeping in mind the light source as we add in the darker layers. These pencils are doing pretty good so far. They're about $30 Australian. For the 60 color red box set. So I'm using the leg here to test different ways to pull off the texture, deciding on the shape and color of the scale-like texture. Once I'm happy with it, we'll move on to the rest of the body, putting the shadows first before we move on to the textures. I will be leaving the highlights on the scales to the end, where we'll put them in after the fact. Okay, so we've put in the general texture as we've added in the shadows to build out the 3D shapes. So you can kind of see where I'm going with it, and I like how it looks so far. There are some mistakes for sure, but it's turning out pretty nice, I think. Moving on to the bone club he uses as a weapon. I believe it's a femur bone, so I'm using references of femur bones. One of the last things we need to do now is move on to the eye. I left this last because I wanted to make sure I do it right. Going with super reflective dark eyes, and then adding some of the textured skin around it. When I'm finished with the eye, I start on the highlights for the skin using my Jelly Roll pen. It does a great job of sitting on top of the pencil. Now, the final part is the finishing touches, the shadows. I need to add some shadows to his body, and then one big shadow to the ground where he is standing. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, like and subscribe.